Larut MP Hamzah Zainudin has commented on his expulsion from Bersatu. Meanwhile, DAP leaders have criticized fellow party member Kulasegaran over his appearance with activist Arun Dorasamy at court yesterday. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. Hamzah Zainudin has spoken out against Bersatu President Muhyiddin Yassin. In an interview, Hamzah also revealed what he described as the real reason behind his expulsion.
Larut MP Hamzah Zainudin has claimed that his expulsion from Bersatu may have been intended by its president Muhyiddin Yassin to teach him a lesson. He said this in an interview with selected media at his office yesterday while responding to a question on the opposition leader post.
Dia boleh kata nak kosongkan, tetapi majoriti yang akan tentukan. Ini nampak sudah ada perasaan sama ada dia kecewa. Sebab mungkin pemecatan saya ini adalah sesuatu yang dia anggap kalau orang biasa nak cakap, nak bagi padan muka kepada Larut. Padan muka kau. Tapi dia tersilap bila susah nak bagi padan muka kepada Larut ni. Jadi kalau itu dia boleh balik kepada dia, padan muka kau. Jadi perkara ini akan menjadi satu persoalan di khalayak penganalisa dan juga penyokong-penyokong dan pengundi yang ada dalam negara kita.
Hamzah also revealed what he described as the real reason for his expulsion, which is his efforts to unite Malay leaders under the big umbrella concept, following instructions from former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. He said his meeting with UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi in Bangkok last December was treated as an offence that ultimately led to his removal. Elaborating, Hamzah said that Mahathir had tasked him with chairing a committee to bring Malay leaders together under a single platform, so he maintained that it was not wrong for him to meet Zahid. However, he said he was expelled from Bersatu for this, meaning that Muhyiddin is being selective over the initiative. Mahathir had announced the big umbrella concept after meeting several political leaders. This included Muhyiddin, Hamzah, and past Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man.
To watch the interview with Hamzah, head to KiniTV's channel on YouTube, or you can read the full story on malaysiakini.com. Moving on, several DAP leaders have criticized Kulasegaran. This follows his appearance at the Jawi Magistrate's Court in Penang alongside activist Arun Dorasamy yesterday.
Several DAP leaders have stressed that any expressions of solidarity with activist Arun Dorasamy does not represent DAP's official stance on the matter. This came after Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reform Kulasegaran was seen with Arun at court yesterday. In a joint statement, Shahrizan Johan, Yang Shifura Othman, Sherlina Abdul Rashid and Sheikh Umar Bagharib Ali said that while they respected Kulasegaran's position as a party veteran, his action is inadmissible, especially given his capacity in the government. They warned it could raise doubts about the integrity of the country's legal system. They took note of his explanation on the matter, but said that his position in the government demands a higher level of sensitivity to public perception. The four noted that there was no directive or consensus within the party indicating a leaning towards any of the parties involved. They said in this matter, their position is that DAP should adopt a middle ground approach, upholding the principles of justice and innocent until proven guilty, as well as the integrity of the legal process. At the same time, the group said they should avoid any actions that could give rise to perceptions of interference or bias. Kulasegaran faced backlash after images and news reports recorded him standing with Arun and his legal team before court proceedings. In a statement addressing the criticism, Kulasegaran said he had stopped by the court on his way back to Kuala Lumpur to speak to Arun on trusting the legal process. He added that he only met Arun briefly in the vicinity of the court complex before leaving. Yesterday, Arun pleaded not guilty to a charge under Section 505(b) of the Penal Code, which criminalizes statements made with the intent to cause or which may cause public disturbance. He is alleged to have committed the offense via a video posted on his Instagram account on March 12 last year in Penang. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us.
Back to DAP, the party marked its 60th anniversary of being registered today. In a message to members, its chairperson Gobind Singh urged them to push ahead to build a united and strong Malaysia.
DAP chairperson Gobind Singh Deo has called on party members, grassroots leaders and supporters to continue striving toward the party's ultimate goal, building a Malaysia that is united, strong and successful. This came as DAP marked its 60th anniversary of being registered today. In a statement, Gobind said that they envision a nation that is prosperous and grounded in integrity, where growth is shared, opportunities are accessible, and public trust in institutions continues to strengthen. He told every member, grassroots leader, and supporter who has stood by the party that their commitment, voices, and contributions have kept the party strong. Regarding its role in government, the digital minister said DAP's role is not only to hold office, but to deliver meaningful reforms that benefit all. Gobind's message comes 116 days before DAP is set to have a special meeting where delegates will decide whether the party will continue to hold office. After suffering a wipeout in the Sabah election last November, DAP has been pushing Putrajaya to hasten its reform agenda. The party's top leadership has also been more vocal on public scandals, such as pushing for a Royal Commission of Inquiry to investigate allegations that the MECC colluded with private individuals to shake down business rivals.
Tamim Dahi has taken aim at a senator over a call for him to return from abroad to face criminal charges.
Self-proclaimed land activist Tamim Dahi Abdul Razak has mocked Senator R.A. Lingeshwaran for calling on authorities to immediately bring him back from abroad to face criminal charges. In a post on Threads, Tamim said it was pity that the senator had to apply pressure. He also repeated the hashtag #CatchMeIfYouCan, as well as several others, including "The game is rigged." In a separate post, Tamim said that he does not like to follow instructions and that the more pressure is exerted, the more he will mock. Lingeshwaran had urged police to act swiftly to bring Tamim back to Malaysia and proceed with the charges without delay. In a statement last night, the DAP leader said a strong example must be set, stressing that anyone who breaks the law, regardless of status or connections, must face the consequences. He said the matter concerns upholding the 3 R's: rule of law, responsibility, and respect for justice. He also urged the police to remain vigilant and take all necessary steps to ensure Tamim is returned promptly and that the legal process proceeds decisively and transparently. Tamim was supposed to be charged in Langkawi yesterday for allegedly desecrating a sacred Hindu symbol, but prosecutors sought a postponement to allow them to bring him to court. The court was informed that Tamim is in Riyadh. However, his own social media posts indicated that he was in Medina.
If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe.
Waita Murthy's suit against Anwar was struck out today. The court ordered him to pay 80,000 ringgit in costs to Anwar.
The Kuala Lumpur High Court has allowed Anwar Ibrahim's bid to strike out an originating summons filed by P. Waita Murthy challenging his appointment as Prime Minister and Tambun MP. In allowing the application today, Judge Alice Loke said that the court has no jurisdiction to entertain the summons, as any challenge to an election must be brought by way of an election petition. According to Bernama, she described the summons as unsustainable and unarguable with no prospect of success for the plaintiff. Loke further said that the court, in hearing the originating summons, was neither sitting as an election court nor was the action commenced by way of an election petition. She made it clear that Section 33(1) of the Election Offences Act 1954 provides that an election petition must be tried by an election judge. This is defined as a High Court judge nominated by the Chief Justice to hear such matters. The court then ordered Waita to pay 80,000 ringgit in costs to Anwar. Waita had filed the originating summons on August 12 last year, seeking declarations that Anwar's appointment as Prime Minister on November 24, 2022 was unconstitutional, null and void. He also sought declarations that Anwar's election as the Tambun MP in the 15th general election was likewise unconstitutional and invalid.
Could the closure of the Strait of Hormuz drive up food prices? Here's what an expert had to say about the matter.
The escalating conflict in West Asia, which is causing rising oil prices, may also increase the cost of food for Malaysians. This is as the closure of the Strait of Hormuz may disrupt fertilizer supplies, as the passage handles around half of global urea and sulfur exports, a key input in phosphate fertilizer production and a third of ammonia shipments. University Putra Malaysia Professor Fatima Arshad told Malaysia Kini that this disruption would affect not just the prices of fruits, vegetables and rice, but also also those of chicken and eggs due to similar impacts on animal feed imports. She said even if Malaysia produces some food locally, farmers will still face higher input costs, which are usually passed on to consumers. The UPN Laboratory of Agricultural and Food Policy Studies researcher added that this will have a large effect on the cost of living. Meanwhile, Putra Business School professor Nasir Shamsuddin said that, despite higher prices, Malaysian consumers may not experience a physical disruption of food supplies. He warned that food may still be available in markets, but higher prices could reduce economic access to it, particularly for lower-income households. Nasir added that Malaysia needs to increase the resilience of its food system while taking various global uncertainties into account. At the local level, he said the country needs to not only maintain strategic reserves of staples and diversify import sources, but also prioritize domestic agricultural productivity. He said this can be done through investments in technology, such as improved seed varieties, precision farming, digital agriculture, and climate resilience systems. He also highlighted the need for further collaboration at the regional level, such as through ASEAN initiatives like the Integrated Food Security Framework.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm John. Thanks for watching.